Welcome back. It's Amber here, owner and operator of Calm Kids, yoga, mindfulness, and anger management for children and the adults who guide them. So if these videos are coming out in the order that I anticipate them coming out, we've talked a little bit about some definition of anger. We've talked a little bit about some myths of anger. And if you haven't seen those videos, go back and watch them now, because we're going to be building upon some of the things that we've already discussed in those videos. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about when anger becomes a problem. How do you know that you or a child in your life needs anger management? You may think that it's really easy and simple to tell, but in some cases it is not. And so before I go into some of these working definitions and talking about some of the specifics of it, I want you to be aware that just because someone is not raging or there's not some obvious standout thing that's happening to make you think, oh, that person is angry, does not mean that that person does not have anger management issues or doesn't need to learn how to cope with their anger. Anger, just like any other emotion, can be suppressed and repressed, and that is just as unhealthy as raging or externally showing emotion. The difference is that instead of putting all that anger on other people and subjecting other people to the outcome of your anger, you're internalizing all of that and you're harming and hurting yourself. So take the things that I'm saying and just be mindful and aware that some people don't always show their anger outwardly. Sometimes they turn that anger inwards, and in some cases that can get really bad and lead to things like self-harming and a whole host of other things. I feel obligated to share this with you guys because sometimes there's a misconception that anger looks a certain way. And I want you to know that anger doesn't always look the same for everyone. So though the things we're going to talk about today are general rules of thumb and are very accurate and specific, and most of the time may look like this, sometimes they may not. So we talked about in the other video how anger in its simplest form is an emotion, right? It can range from something as simple as irritation all the way up to rage. Anger is a natural response, right? It's a natural response to feeling threatened or harmed or betrayed in some way. So it is a natural response to things. And anger can be a positive emotion. It can motivate us in some ways. Think about how people respond to social injustice, right? Fueled mainly by anger. Or think about how we respond naturally to an actual threat, right? These are times when anger can motivate us to action in a way that is productive. And it can also be expressed in ways that are assertive and not harmful. And as I've discussed on our Instagram page, One Calm Kid, anger can be a way to responding to needs that are being unmet, unheard, unfelt. So at the base, you should seek anger management help, or anger becomes a problem when it is felt too intensely, too frequently, or it is expressed inappropriately. Why? Feeling anger too intensely or too frequently literally puts a physical strain on your body. It can lead to higher activation of your nervous system, which is not good for your body. Think about having an increased blood pressure all the time, increased heart rate all the time. We're not meant to stay in that heightened state all the time. So from a physical standpoint, it's not good for the body. That type of stress always happening inside of the body can lead to a host of health issues and problems. And then there is when anger is expressed inappropriately. And of course, from that angle, we see that anger can lead to a whole host of negative consequences. So if you're looking for some tickers of like, oh, do I need to be seeking anger management? Then think about the negative consequences that are coming out of your anger-fueled responses. And sometimes that doesn't just mean that you are physically harming other people and you'll wind up in jail, but sometimes that means that you are starting to become alienated from those people that you love. People don't want to be around you because you're angry, aggressive, heightened, in this heightened state all the time, right? That is a consequence of, or a negative consequence of, living in that heightened state of anger and choosing to respond in that way to anger because you don't know another way. Another way to gauge this is whether or not you're noticing that people are starting to be afraid of you. Maybe they're starting to resent you. Maybe they're starting not to trust you. Those are all ways that you can tell that it might be time to seek help and that anger is becoming a problem for you. So learning to employ anger management skills, assertiveness skills, communication skills is an effective way to start dealing and coping with this anger, putting strategies in place so that you can maneuver through your anger without seeing all of these negative consequences. And that is all, guys. If you have any questions about anger management, how it manifests for you, drop a line in the comment section. You can click the link in the description to head on over to www.onecalmkid.com if you want to register for our private anger management course. We would love to have you as a part of the Calm Kids family. But other than that, drop a line in the comment section. Let me know if this was helpful for you. Love chatting with you guys down there in the comment section. And I will see you guys next time. Be well.